Okay, let's take a sip of coffee. Okay, that's much better. Hey everybody, welcome back to my habitat. I'm Andrew Beauchamp. Today I'm going to show you how to prepare chickpeas from dried. To get started with your chickpeas, all you have to do is take a cup of the dried chickpeas, place them into a container, just like so, and cover it with cool water. You can let these sit for about 8 hours, or what I do is just put them in the fridge overnight. I do this right before I go to bed, and I wake up to this. Now you can see that the beans have tripled in size, and they are ready to start the cooking process. Now that the chickpeas are all rinsed off, I just toss them into my pot, and I'm going to cover them with at least 2 inches of water. You keep in mind that you want your chickpeas throughout the whole cooking process to be under the water level by at least 1 inch. So if you notice that your water level is going down, add some more water. Before we turn on the heat, I'm going to throw in 2 bay leaves and 3 cloves of garlic. You can also leave this with no flavorings. I know that I'm going to be turning this into hummus for this upcoming week, so it doesn't matter if I throw in some garlic. It's just going to enhance the garlic flavor inside the hummus. One thing that we're not going to add right now is salt. We're gonna add the salt at the last half hour of cooking. If you add it at the beginning, it turns your chickpeas kind of sandy and not very pleasant. The first thing we're gonna do is bring this up to a boil, and then we're gonna lower it to a simmer for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Our pot is starting to boil, so at this point I am going to turn down the heat to medium-low. At this point, if you'd like, you can put a lid on top. What the lid does is make your beans a little bit more soft, a little bit more creamy. That's really good for things like purees and hummus. If you leave the lid off, the beans will be a little bit more hard, but they'll be perfect for salads, curries, and stir fries, things where you want the bean to stay together. These chickpeas are almost done. They've been cooking for about 1 hour and 10 minutes. They're not gonna need much more time, but at this time, like I said, we're not gonna add the salt at the beginning. We add it at the end. We're gonna season now. I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of salt to this pot. Mix and dissolve. These beans are gonna cook for another 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna take them off the heat, let them cool inside their cooking water, and then I'm going to strain them and show you how I store them in the fridge. And they've flavored up wonderfully. Okay, I let my chickpeas cool, and then I just drained them out. I also took out the 3 cloves of garlic and 2 bay leaves, and now all I'm going to do is just pour them into this bowl. Now these chickpeas are done and can be used in any recipe that you'd like that uses canned chickpeas, and just replace them with your homemade cooked ones. Super delicious. Probably snack on these a little too much. Hey, but I'll stop snacking because I need to show you how I put these away. If it's longer than 3 days, I suggest freezing them, which is a very simple process of just laying these chickpeas out on a baking sheet lined with some sort of parchment paper. Then you take your tray and you put it into the freezer, and then you can take the frozen chickpeas, put them into some sort of, container that can be put into the freezer, and put them in whatever you'd like. If you're gonna use your chickpeas within the next 3 days, this is how I personally store them. I just take them, cover them with cool water, just like that. Wrong size of lid.
Your lid, sir.
Get the proper size lid and cover, put them into your fridge, and they'll stay good like this for the next 3 days. That's all there is to making homemade chickpeas. Nothing, super special goes into this. I personally found this to be a great way to cut down on waste in my home, and you also get to flavor your chickpeas, which adds more flavor to your food, which I really love. But once again, the waste, I've cut down so much in it, And they're just delicious. Like, especially whenever I cook the chickpeas with the lid on and they're soft, I could snack on those all day long. They're one of my favorite snacks. So I hope you get the chance to make these at home because they're delicious. Thank you guys for watching. Till next time, stay hungry.